Hey guys, so what you want to do is get your box number 1 and remove the things from the top until you locate these two large plastic boxes labeled as UCLA School of Dentistry first year and UCLA School of Dentistry handpiece 2014. The first box has your burr blocks as well as all of your spare burrs and the plastic wraps, as Sarah is demonstrating here right now. The second box is the one that has your high-speed handpiece in the large compartment that's going to be towards the top of the screen, and your low-speed motor as well as its various attachments towards the bottom of the screen. Having gotten our handpieces out now, we can start putting them together. So first, Sarah removed 3 boxes from the top left side of the big handpiece box. What she's removing right now is the motor for the low speed. Next, she's removing the coupling part for the low speed. I'm not sure what it's called. And lastly, she's removing the push button part of the low speed where your burrs will be going in. Next, Sarah is going to the large compartment of the handpiece box, and she's currently removing the high-speed handpiece as well as the high-speed motor. The high-speed motor is the tiny one she's removing right now. Okay, so now to put these together, we take the low-speed motor and the coupling part, put it on top, take your low speed with the latch or the button, sorry, and you just screw it on, making sure that all the grooves align. There we go. The low speed has been assembled. Now for the high speed, it's much simpler. Just pop it on. It should just click in place. Your low speed can now go on the fixture that is more metallic or silver colored. You really can put your low speed on your high speed fixture. You'll see that in a second, but make sure that your low speed is attached to the metallic silver colored fixture and screw it in, of course, to make sure it is secure. Next, you want to put on your high speed. This one goes on the black fixture, which has 6 holes matching the 6 pins on your low speed motor. Again, make sure that they align properly and screw it in to secure your handpieces. Okay, so now that they're in, you want to kick out your rheostat, which is that foot pedal, and give it a quick try along with a burr in your handpiece to make sure that the low speed and the high speed are working. With the high speed, you can see that if you're going faster, the little LED light will turn on, but if you're going very gently or very slowly, it will be off. So something to keep in mind when you're working with your various handpieces. Now, if you want to remove the burr, you want to press very firmly the button on the back of your handpiece, as Sarah is demonstrating right here, and pull out the burr or the placeholder, whatever is in your handpiece. Next, we have the burrs. So you want to get a couple of spare burrs out. You want to get your number 34, which we will be discussing in a little bit, as well as number 329. These are in your spare burrs. They are not in your blue burr block. And of course, you want to get your blue burr block, which is for amalgam preps. These 3 should be sufficient for now. A couple quick words on the various burrs you'll be using. The main one you'll be using is your 330, which is a carbide burr that is 0.8 millimeters in diameter and 1.5 millimeters in length. It's an inverted pear shaped with these metal cutting surfaces known as flutes, and it cuts by shearing when it's moving very fast in a rotational manner in your handpiece. The 330 burr is located in your blue burr block, and it's the one you'll be primarily using for most of your preps. The next burr is the 245, and the 245 is a longer version of the 330. It's 0.8 millimeters in diameter, but 3 millimeters in length. This is useful to go across transverse or triangular ridges, things of that nature, which are slightly taller or larger. The last burr is your 330 diamond, and the 330 diamond is 0.8 by 2 millimeters. The 330 diamond is a little bit different compared to your carbide burrs because it has diamond particles in order to cut. It cuts by shearing, a little bit like sandpaper. And the last burr is the 329, which is in these little disposable pouches. It's a smaller, thinner version of the 330. It's 0.6 by 1.2 millimeters. It's not ideal but it's the one that'll help you if your preps are too large at the beginning, as they're likely to be. Lastly, we will be discussing the RGS hand instruments, which are named after Dr. Richard Stevenson, one of your bench instructors last quarter in waxing and one of the full-time faculty members at UCLA. The RGS instruments have four different uses: the RGS 1, 2, 3, and 4. The RGS 1 is 0.4 millimeters in diameter by 1.5 millimeters in length. The RGS 2 is 0.75 millimeters in diameter by 2 millimeters in length. The RGS 3 is 1 millimeter by 3 millimeters in length, and the RGS 4 is 1.5 by 4. The RGS 1 is the absolute minimum pulpal depth you should be having for your class 1 preps, which is 1.5 millimeters. The RGS 2 is 2 millimeters, which is just a little bit over the maximum allowable pulpal depth of 1.9 millimeters. So your pulpal depth should be between the RGS 1 and 2. The RGS 3 is used to measure the width of your isthmus, and the RGS 4 shouldn't really fit.